What's up, rap mommies and daddies?
Today we're doing a review for The Creator.
Yeah.
Alright. So it was a really good science fiction film. I personally loved it. I thought it was maybe the best movie I've seen all year. Even beat Mission Impossible, which is like top tier action. What do you think?
I honestly agree. Probably my favorite movie I've seen all year was Transformers, which I don't know if it's the best movie, but it was amazing, dude. I loved it. And it beat that by a mile. 10 miles, because it was just that good. And I do like... Yeah, The Creator, right? And it wasn't silly. It was dark.
Yeah, I was expecting Star Wars. We got dark Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Rogue One, but... Because Rogue One was dark, but it was bumped up to 10, really.
Yeah, really, really good. So let's start with the themes. So basically it's an exploration of whether these robots, the AI, are sentient, are people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not exactly a good or bad side. At the end there is, but... oh yeah, if you want to see spoilers, go to this timestamp, right up by my finger. But yeah, so it's like an exploration of war almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he was saying, throughout most of the movie, it isn't a good or bad guy. They don't solidify that until maybe like the last 30 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Because, right, no spoilers yet, but it's just your main character kind of is both sides,
Yeah.
really.
And I really like that.
Yeah. He's not a perfect main character. Like, even throughout the whole film,
yeah.
He's
a terrible person, honestly.
Well,
somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat, right.
Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed, like, just the themes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what did you think of the characters?
So, really the main two characters were...
Josh and...
Yeah, Josh was
girl.
his name. And then the weapon, or the little girl.
Alfie.
Alfie, yeah, because her name was Alpha. So, Alfie. Those were your two main characters. And Alfie doesn't talk until the end of the movie, really.
Which is, well, midway.
Right, yeah. But Josh, like we said, he's not like a great person. He's not perfect, right? He has an amazing, like...
Arc,
right. And it's not just an arc. It's yeah, right. He really deals with it. It's a real emotional struggle throughout the whole entire movie.
And then plus, there's Josh's and Alfie's relationship. And then there's also the relationship with Josh and his wife. Which isn't as strong, but it is really moving.
Well, it is the underlying like motive of the whole entire film.
Yeah.
And it's really like every scene you feel like that in the scene, right?
Yeah.
You feel the storyline throughout the whole movie. Everything's interconnected. Everything that's said means something.
Now we gotta talk about the music.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hans Zimmer does the score. It's pretty good. It's not his best, but I liked it. But they put this one song when they're like in this helicopter thingy.
Yeah, so...
It's... What's it called?
They're in a helicopter, right? Yeah. We're not going to tell you the scene yet, because that's spoilers. Yeah. But they're in a helicopter, and it's just this real, like, weird music. It's just like... Because it's really the start of the film, but it's when things start going down, really.
It's everything in its right place by Radiohead. I'm a big fan of Radiohead, some of their songs, and like it really translates everything in its right place. That's what at that time his motive is to get everything in its right place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a very, like, I guess you could say vibey. It's
Yeah.
a vibe when you're just in that scene.
Yeah.
Because the music is overlaid with just, it seems like nothing, right? It's like there's nothing really happening, but you can feel the weight of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why this, like, trippy kind of vibe music really works there.
It reminds me of when they're playing in Apocalypse Now, when they're playing, I think, Fortunate Son. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like showing the movie. So, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I really, really dug that.
Yeah.
And the cinematography was like jaw-dropping.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the budget yet?
We'll talk about it now.
Now?
Okay.
All right, yeah. So, it was only $80 million, right? Is what you said?
Yeah.
Right, $80 million. And this is the best CGI I have seen in the theaters all year. It's way better. I mean, The Flash was horrible. The CGI in The Flash was...
And that's a $2 million movie. And then
200.
Expendables 4, 200.
Right, yeah.
And then
Expendables 4 was awful.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
Which I haven't watched it. I've just seen reviews, honestly.
I couldn't, because the CGI was just horrible.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
See it. But this movie, its CGI is beautiful.
Yeah.
When you can't notice that they're using CGI, that's how you know it's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, the robots looked like all practical effects.
Yeah.
And you could tell some of them, I think some of them were like robot heads, maybe.
Maybe,
yeah. I don't know that for
I'll
a fact.
watch some behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the world building in this.
But they looked real, is what I was going to say.
Crazy, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's set on Earth, but it feels different. Because you go to many, like, places that may be familiar to you that are just way, like, they don't exist.
Yeah. Which, it's like they don't exist, but they also could. It's like a near future, because this is set in 2060. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow. Like, that could be us in, 40 years? You never know.
37, buddy. 37.
Okay.
But, yes. Yeah. I very much agree with that.
Yeah. And then, I guess, should we get into spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers. So, along with what he was saying, or I guess we should, spoilers right now.
Spoilers.
Boom. So, going with what he was just saying, was it Los Angeles?
Yeah, L.A.
Yeah.
got bombed at the start of the movie, which it's
Right.
not really a spoiler because it's at the start. Mm-hmm. But basically, there's a Western world that hates all AI and robots. And then New Asia is where the robots can stay.
Yeah, it's like Asia and those areas are where the robots really are cared for.
And at the start, so our main character, Josh, he's going to exterminate the AI. He's going to find this weapon that could destroy it. So there's this big tower thing up in the, or not tower, but space shuttle.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I forget, but it looks like a crown with two things, and then comes down here, and it has like two light beams.
Yeah.
The light beams will scan, and
For
then
AI.
For AI, and then it'll bomb.
Yeah. They said it costed $1 trillion, which is crazy.
Wow.
But basically, he's trying to find this weapon that could destroy it, and he finds the weapon. It's this little AI girl, and he can't really kill her because she's a little child.
Yeah, and that's where the character struggle starts way before that.
Yeah.
So the creator of the robots, what do they call her? Like the I'm blanking on that right now, but we'll put it somewhere on screen. But the creator of the robots they reveal, was it like 3/4?
Yeah.
That it's his wife. So at the start of the movie, he's undercover as a robot guy. Like, he likes robots. But he falls in love with his wife, which at the time he thought was the creator's daughter, which
she is, but she gets
Right.
handed it down, and then she is the creator.
which she is the creator.
And which is all robots, like God thing.
Yeah, they worship her. But she gets separated
Yeah,
and bombed, pretty much.
yeah,
They get bombed, but he is held back by the army, right? Because he's on their side. But we will cut that. Flashes forward 5 years later. Okay, 5 years later to him being
not having a wife.
Right, he's a drunk. He lives in a motel.
Yeah, but basically we find out that the weapon, Alfie, is a copy of his daughter, who kind of died. Mm-hmm. So they, whatever.
Right, because they were gonna have a baby, yeah. But that's where he really starts to like struggle, because he doesn't know that yet. But he can't kill a kid.
Yeah.
So it's the mental struggle between, do I help my government, my state, or not state, but my country, right? Or do I just let the human race die? Is what pretty much it was. But you find out later in the movie that the robots don't want to take over.
No.
They want to live equally with all the humans.
There's also this whole thing of, do robots go to heaven?
Yeah, that was an underlining theme throughout the thing.
Which, I mean, in the case of this movie, yes, they do, is what we'll say. Because they are people.
Right, because they have emotions.
Yeah.
So I would argue they would.
Yeah. And then at the end, they go up and destroy the thing, whatever.
Yeah, the end of the movie, which now you could talk about pacing.
Yeah. Which, that's my only problem with the pacing. I think the end goes a little too fast. It goes which is fine for an ending. But, and then basically, so Josh dies at the end, the main character, to save Alfie. Which is really emotional, pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the ending
I thought it was a good ending.
near perfect, really. Because having a sequel to this type of movie would just kind of ruin it. Because the point is there. Like, they make their point clear throughout the story. The story they try to tell is ended there. So killing the main characters was just a great move, so they don't have to make a sequel.
Which I don't want it to have a sequel, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get to ratings.
All right.
Okay. What is it? The suspense? It's like an 80. It's really suspenseful.
Yeah, it is a really suspenseful movie. Because for a Star Wars-like movie, it should have been rated R. But just because they're robots, they don't have blood. But they get shot and then... they get shot, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of... Should have been rated R. Very suspenseful.
Yeah,
good.
That's good. The drama's incredible. It's like it's really... I wouldn't call it very comedic. There's a couple, maybe a little bit funny parts when the little girl is like, "Let's save. Let's
play a game called Let's Save Josh from effing dying." Is one of the parts,
and that's really funny.
That's funny, but a lot of it will be funny if you're demented.
Yeah, if you like,
but
if you like death and murder, I guess.
Yeah, that's.
The action, 10 out of 10. It's really grounded, really good.
Oh yeah, because while being a emotional movie, it still has its action parts. Like, there are multiple war scenes in this movie that help push along the narrative, but they're also just amazing.
Yeah. Overall, this is a 10 out of 10 for me, 100%. Pretty much perfect. I recommend you watch it.
I don't have any complaints,
I want to
frankly.
find something that is wrong with it other than that kind of one little pacing part, but that's not a big deal.
Yeah, and even that, they kind of... Everything leads up to that one point, and everything is resolved in that moment, like in that scene. All of the characters, their stories are finished.
Yeah.
So, I don't have any complaints with it, frankly.
It's a time for
Goodbye, rat
mommies
and daddies.